You may know that soothsayers in ancient times used cards and random processes to help them see future events. And it wasn't unusual for leaders of governments and nations to seek out predictions of the future that might help or hinder them. So what I have here is I have 4 benevolent kings. And then over here I have 4 grifting jokers. Now, most leaders are a combination of these 2 characteristics along with others. To determine the precise composition for a particular leader, we allow the universe to work through human choice and volition to reveal the true nature of a given world leader. So let me just explain how this works. We need to identify the top 2 priorities regarding policy that the leader has chosen for their governance and administration. So for example, let's say for a leader whose top 2 policy priorities are enacting tariffs and securing the border, we just need to input those top priorities and then allow the universe to work through you or through me to randomize the cards and, as directed by the universe, separate the cards to discover the precise composition of these 2 characteristics that leader will possess. So let's try it out here. So we have these 4 benevolent kings and we have these 4 grifting jokers. So essentially, to begin in what's called a neutral position, what we do is we just alternate these. That way there's no bias towards either characteristic. So there you go, they alternate. And now we need to input the top 2 priorities for that given world leader. Okay, so we mentioned tariffs. So what I'll do is I'll just spell tariff, T-A-R-I-F-F. And then what we mentioned as well is securing the border. So I'll go ahead and just spell border, B-O-R-D-E-R. Okay, so at this point, the universe has played no part in any of this. Now from here, what we need is we need the universe to work through you, the free will and human volition that you possess, to make choices that will lead us to the truth that the universe already knows. So I need you to freely decide, do I stack left on right or right on left, left on right? Okay. Now a note to you, when you go to do this, you can perform a left-right shuffle as many times as you like, with the spectator deciding the stacking order. You truly can. Some other random processes that will help us see clearly what kind of leader results from the 2 priorities that we've inputted. It's called a mange shuffle. So it comes in 2 varieties, an over-under or under-over. So this choice is yours to make, and it's an important choice. Which of those 2 would you like me to perform? And I'll faithfully perform it. You want an over-under. Okay, so this is how it would work. This next card goes over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay. Another random process, which will help us find what we seek here, is something called an up jog. So I'm jogging forward the even position cards, stripping those out with you deciding how to stack these, right on left. As is the case with all of these, you can do as many of these as you like according to the spectator's request. Another one is something called the down, under, down, under, down, down, under, down. Last one goes on top. We can stop there with that particular randomization procedure or do more. It's your choice. You want us to stop there? And then a final one is we deal out into 4 piles, like so. And I need you to use your intuition and human volition to tell me, should I stack the top row on the bottom or the bottom on top? You want bottom on top? Okay. How would you like these stacked? Right on left or left on right. Okay, now from here we can finish in quite a few ways. One would be I just deal out half the cards, leave the other half, and then you decide which half we work with. That's one. Another way would be to deal out left, right, left, right. You choose either pile as the one that you want. Okay. And then another way still is to do this up jog that I showed you. It leads to 2 piles. You're free to choose either one. So which of those 3 would you like? How would you like to finish this? Just deal down, I think there's 4 actually. Just deal down 4 and leave the other as a second pile, or do a left, right, giving us 2 piles. Or we can do an up jog, which will give us 2 piles. So which of those 3 would you like? You want just the left, right? Okay, your choice. So which of these 2 do you want to work with? What's the final selection that you're now wanting to make? You want the left pile as yours there. I'll throw away the rest. Okay, well, I actually have a prediction off to the side of what I believe would actually happen despite all of the random choices you made. And it's for the simple reason that the universe has worked through you and will give us the same answer it gave me when I freely made all of those different choices, and very likely different ones than you. So here's my prediction. That the leader with top priorities of tariffs and the border will be an exact 50-50 mixture of a benevolent king and a grifting joker. Is that the case? Do we have 2 benevolent kings and 2 grifting jokers? Oh, there's a grifting joker. Do we have a benevolent king? We do indeed. What about now? Oh, another benevolent king. We just hope for our prediction to be true that this here is a joker, and it is indeed. Whoa! At the very least, you and I are on the same cosmic brainwave. That is amazing that I could see the future there. Okay, so how does this work? Well, you just do everything that I showed you, and this will work every time. It's using something called Bessie sequences of order 8, and all of the choices that I gave you to mix the cards, those are genuine choices that could be performed as many times as you like with random stacking decided by the spectators. So not only can they decide which of those to perform and how many times, but how the stacking is carried out. And then all of the choices I gave you for finishing are free choices, and you're free to choose any one of them, and you will finish confirming the validity of the written prediction here. So I'll add a link in the description below to Bessie sequences if you want to learn about these remarkable packet structures that can be mixed in so many ways without harming the fundamental structure that drives them. So if you want to look those up, I think you'll find some amazing applications of these very special packet arrangements. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.